Hi, doctor. Yeah, so now I would I will present the presentation about the assignment of the data compression in network. Okay, before the presentation, I maybe it's better for me to introduce myself. My name is ZHAO RUILIN, and my metric number is 1900024. Okay, the next part is introduction of the data compression. So now in this part I will brief introduce some of brief distinction of the data compression. Okay, so the data compression is the process of modifying, encoding, or converting data by structure in such a way that which what we want to achieve is less space on disk. It also enables consumers to reduce the storage size of one or more data instances or elements. Data compression is also known as source coding. Okay, so according to the assignment following requests, there are 4 topics, and I choose one of it, which is compression in network. Now I will focus on introduction about the networking data compression. So now, okay, now I will introduce the compression in networking. The data compression networking has become a standard feature in some bridges and routers, such as modems. The compression capitalizes on the redundancies found in the data. The algorithm detects repeating characters or strings of characters and represents them as a symbol or token. Now I will talk about the efficiency of the network. It also can be regarded as the advantage of the compression. The compression efficiency tends to differ by application. The compression ratio can be as high as 6:1 when the traffic consists of heavy-duty file transfers. The compression ratio is less than 4:1 when the traffic is mostly database queries. When they are only keep alive sync signals or sporadic query traffic on a T19, the compression ratio can dip below 2:1. In encrypt data exhibits little or no compression because encryption process expands on the data. In the next page, there will be continuement from the for the efficiency of the data compression. The use of data compression is partially advantage in the following situation: when data traffic is increasing due to the addition or expansion of LANs and associated data intensive. When LAN, in the second situation, is like while the LAN and legacy traffic must contain for the same limit bandwidth. In the next, also the third situation is when reducing or limiting the number of 56 or 64 kbps line is desirable to reduce operational costs. In the fourth, which is also the last situation, of course it's not the final situation, the last situation in the whole or total situation, but but now here I just use 4 samples. So I mean in the 4 samples, the end of the last of the end of the 4 of the samples. When lower in the commit information rate, which is also called CIR, for frame relay services or sending fewer packets over an X.25 network can result in substantial cost savings. Okay, so the next phase or next part is about the history of the compression in network. There's a one in the past. There's a one corporation named Simplex Communications Corporation, pioneered data compression for bridge and routers with the introduction of its data miser 1, the type 1 in 1983, which offered 2-to-1 compression to achieve 19.2 kbps throughout on 19.6 kbp lines. Data miser 4, also called the Type 4, was the first device to provide 4-to-1 compression over leased lines and could be configured to activate additional lines as traffic volume increased. This page is the same using as the previous one. Yes, the continued page. In contrast, there are another products that implement data compression on WAN links. There's the product is named Four-Railer Systems, for example, offers an innovative hardware and firmware solution called Venturi that increases overall bandwidth for both wired and wireless TCP/IP networks. In a typical installation, a standard client application communicates through a local Venturi proxy, which in turn transmits data across a bandwidth constrained link to a Venturi compression server. Proxy server then communicates to a network-based application, such as a web server. Oh, sorry, it's not the end. And so, but now it is. I will make a conclusion. The data compression in network will become increasingly important to most organizations as the volume of data traffic at branch locations begins to exceed the capacity of the wide area links. Multi-channel payload solutions provide the highest compression ratios and reduce the number of packets transmitted across the network. Okay, now that's all of my presentation. Thank you, Doctor, or other people to watch or seeing my presentation.